open sea on which not a single tree grows. Colonized in the 9th century by Norwegian navigators, the islands are now inhabited by just 40,000 people, proud descendants of the Vikings. Although inhabited, the islands are not easily accessible. Some have no sheltered anchorage, and the postal boats that supply the islands must sometimes wait for weeks for the bad weather to call. In 1979, when this film was shot, the island of Fugloy had only one place to land passengers and supplies. Not even a quay, a mere concrete wall rising 2 meters above the ocean. A taste for solitude is essential for life on Fugloy, with its 15 kilometers of coastline and solitary village of 15 houses, 6 of which are abandoned. In winter, the sun barely makes an appearance and snow wraps everything. There's little to do for the 9 island families other than remain in the warmth of their homes. Wool is still spun and woven by hand, and the local wool products are known for their high quality.
Wat is nachtkoos, hè? Wat is nachtkoos, hè? Het is net een nachthuis.
Nachthuis?
Yeah, they'll leave you at that. We'll take a picture.
Cattle are kept inside throughout the winter. Generous armfuls of hay and no milking in the evening mean it's an easy time for the cows. While the sheep with their warm coats are sturdy enough to withstand the cold and stay outdoors. When the frozen land can no longer feed them, the farmers visit them twice a day to deposit fodder in sheltered troughs. Sheep farming and fishing are the 2 main activities on the islands. Primarily fishing, which involves more than 80% of the active population and continues even through the winter. Cod is the main fish of these waters. The islanders catch them with lines that are 500 meters long, with a hook every 2 meters. Before each fishing trip, the lines must be carefully coiled to prevent them tangling when they're deployed.
We'll take a toll of the hoist over. Yeah.
The fishing grounds are near the coast, no more than 12 miles out, but danger lurks in these waters where violent storms strike without warning. When it reaches the chosen spot, the boat slows down to allow the crew to release the lines. A total of 10,000 meters stored in 24 drums will be uncoiled into the sea.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Yeah.
It's now 6 in the evening, and night has fallen. The wind has strengthened and the sea roughened, but the crew is unconcerned. The only thing that matters is to haul in the lines, done with an electric winch. The lines look heavily laden, but the older fishermen can remember when a cod would be caught on almost every hook. It was commonplace for small fishing boats like this to bring back more than 6 tons of fish. The boats don't have fridges, so the fish must be cleaned as soon as they're caught. But it would take a lot more to stop the crew completing their task. It's only around 11, after 5 hours of toil, that the final lengths of line are hauled aboard. A long siren blast signals their return. It's 3 in the morning. The first priority is to unload the catch. 1,400 kilos tonight. Not bad for the season.
Big cod.
A portion of the catch goes for local consumption. The rest is exported. Half of the takings go to the boat owner, the other half to the crew to share among themselves. Winter means few excursions for the children. They look forward to Sundays, when their parents dress them up to take them on a real expedition across the Sound on the ferry. Is this chapel, which seems to be right out of one of Hans Christian Andersen's tales. The inhabitants of the Faroe Islands have learned patience. Even if it's late, spring always arrives, covering the fields with a carpet of flowers. At the northern end of the Faroes is the tiny village of Viðareiði. It's late June, and close to the Arctic Circle, the sun rises very early. At daybreak, the farmers take their cattle to pasture. They still spend the nights under cover. Even summer nights are chilly at this latitude.
Her säger någon häxmunk.
The sheep have developed a thick fleece after spending the winter outdoors in the cold and snow. With spring spring comes the shearing. The men and children of each family gather their flocks. It's not easy. Left to themselves through the winter, sheep have scattered everywhere, even onto the cliffs. But Olaf has more than 40 years of experience at this task. And the sheep finally let themselves be driven into the stone-walled pen, where they will be shorn and branded. Our fathers, local people say, built these pens with stone from the fields, and we still repair them the same way. They have always been here. The younger sheep whose fleece is too thin are separated from the others. They will be shorn later in October. The lambs are cut on both ends. Then given their shots to rid them of worms and other parasites. The sheep's feet are tied to stop them struggling during the shearing. A sheep from a good breed can yield up to 2 kilos of wool. No one notices the time go by, and it's close to 11 at night when they finally head for home. Summer is also hunting season on the Faroe Islands. A unique kind of hunting that starts on the 2nd of July. A boat is the only way to reach the hunting ground. A cliff that seems to surge vertically from the water, reaching for the sky. The teams are made up of 5 young men, 2 in charge of the boat, and 3 who will climb the rock wall. These are some of the tallest sea cliffs in the world. It takes an hour's crossing to reach the foot of the cliff, and then the difficulties begin. Only an experienced face, very slippery from the damp moss. From the ocean to the top, there are more than 300 meters of sheer cliff. And it's precisely because of the inaccessibility of this place that thousands of birds come to nest here in the summer. The cliff is home to puffins, mainly, that shelter their young inside crevices that no predators can reach. Well, most predators. The human inhabitants of the islands have come here for centuries to obtain their favorite food. The traditional method has remained the same, only the equipment has changed. The basic principle is relatively simple. At regular intervals, the male or female puffins leave their nest to collect food from the ocean. And of course they come back. The hunters need only lie in wait and strike. Any bird passing near a hunter will almost certainly be trapped in the large nets. The bird is quickly dispatched and the hunters go back to their watch. Skewered on small sticks, they're displayed near the hunters. Close up, the resting birds look very stiff, but from afar, they're a perfectly believable decoy. It all looks so easy. Swing your net and there you are. In fact, the exercise is very perilous, and even the most experienced are secured to a safety line. Such efficient hunting, carrying out large-scale massacres day after day, the puffins still come back to nest every year. This hunting ground is highly protected. For centuries, only the original families of the village have had the right to hunt on these cliffs, a right that they may occasionally share with others. This is one way to limit the slaughter. The other is that around 7 in the evening, when the sun is still high and could allow for hours more hunting, the wind generally changes direction, altering the bird's flight path. For the hunters, the time has come to return to their boat. But they need to get dozens of birds down as well. They use a simple and ingenious solution, tying 5 or 6 birds together and throwing the parcel into the sea, where it will float like a raft. They are then collected by the people on the boat. finally set foot ashore again around 9 in the evening. There is one last formality. The family that has hunting rights will get 1/3 of the day's catch. The other 2/3, according to custom, will be shared between the boat owner and the hunting party. In traditional imagery, Vikings are pillaging raiders who seized wealth, women, and children on their raiding parties, and returned home with these treasures. It seems strange that they would have chosen to settle on these remote and unforgiving islands, and that their descendants have become so attached to this barren place that nothing would make them leave.